You know what we're talking about tonight. I am giddy. It is Drake versus Pusha season. I'm gonna introduce you to an artist named Melii who's amazing. Plus, my guy, your guy, the monster Swizz Beatz is in the building. Complex is staying open late. Did you send me this invoice?
I did. Sign it.
Make some more noise for A-Rap music, by the way. And welcome to Open Late. My name is Peter Rosenberg here on Complex, and I'm very excited, guys. This is a huge week. You know I have a lot of feelings, and everyone has a lot of feelings about Drake and Pusha, so we're not going to waste any time. Let's jump into tonight's panel. First of all, she's a Wild 'N Out cast member. She's a comedy writer, plus her book comes out in October. Make some noise for Julia Young.
Wow.
Next, he is the co-host of the incredibly popular Flagrant 2 podcast. He's also a founding member. Can I say that of Duce Palooza?
Yeah, you can say that. That works.
All right. Plus, he's also the man, one of my favorite people to talk wrestling with. Real life Kaz. Give it up for Kaz. Finally, we literally carpool together. We hang out every single day. You can hear on Hot 97's Ebro in the morning every single morning. Make some noise for Laura Stylez.
Yeah.
All right. We all know what we're here for, guys. Pusha versus Drake, Dawn of Justice. That's not a real name, but this has been an incredibly fun week if you are a hip-hop fan. I guess it all started last week when Pusha's Daytona project came out on the song Infrared. He sent some heat-seeking missiles towards Drake. Drake came back and dropped his Duppy freestyle, and then Pusha struck back. I am actually gonna do something that many times I've been accused of not doing, and that is show love to Drake, okay? Here's why. We all know that, yes, because he's Jewish. we all know, if you're a hip-hop head, how ill Pusha is. I think that's sort of a known thing. But one thing we gotta take a moment to appreciate is that Drake, who has been on top of the mountain for a very long time, continues to show us that he loves to scrap. This dude gets into it. He is not Floyd Mayweather ducking opponents and setting up easy fights. He got into it with Meek Mill, which people didn't think he'd come out of. And then he went even, let's be honest, a notch higher and is battling Pusha T. Yeah. So say what you will about Drake, but please save me the idea that he's soft and doesn't want to get into the muck. Because frankly, he's done it maybe more than anyone else who's been at the level that he's at. I'm gonna start with you, Kaz.
Yes.
We haven't gotten to talk all week.
We haven't.
So
purposely.
Yeah.
Because
So
I was saving this for right here.
First of all, did Pusha go too far? Do you love what's happened so far? How are you feeling about this?
I mean, we're kind of cut from the same cloth. Like hip hop, especially when it comes to beef and when it comes, as long as it's on wax, there's no such thing as going too far, ever. As long as nobody gets hurt, nobody gets shot, no violence or anything like that. I come from the era of Gucci Mane, shooting Jeezy's friend and telling him to go dig him up and ask him a question. I come from the era of
that's too far, by the way.
Jay-Z leaving condoms on Nas's baby mama's baby seat.
Yep.
And, you know what I mean? Like this is stuff that people get shot for.
But Laura, we talked about this before the show started.
Right.
I do feel that the line about 40, Drake's producer, having MS, and he that is to me further than the condom on the baby seat line.
Well, look, I didn't like the line specifically because it's a super sensitive subject and nobody wants to hear about that. But when it comes to battle, when you bring up personal stuff, when you name fiancés and you start bringing up family members for that battle, all gloves are off.
Yeah.
Also, he insulted Drake's dad's suits.
I know, it really.
Very true.
There are some lines you just don't cross.
Well, but Julia,
I didn't think it was too far because I liked how it was calculated. You know what I mean? Like he put it out on multiple sclerosis day.
now he has said he didn't know that.
I think Drake has to get dramatic because this is so messy and I love it. I think, you know how like Blue Ivy was on like Jay-Z's track? I think he has to get his secret son to kind of do like a feature and just kind of prove that he's owning it. You know what I mean?
Right. So yes, I have a baby. And matter of fact, bring that motherfucking 6-month-old baby and put him on this record.
Let's go platinum with the baby.
Together as a family.
Exactly.
Now, Kaz, are you with me in terms of Drake maybe not getting the credit he deserves for being down to scrap with people?
Oh no, I was on Twitter defending him all week after he dropped the Duppy freestyle because not only did he go at Meek and Pusha, like he's thrown subs at Kendrick, at Jay, at Ye, like all these people, at Joe Budden, like all these guys that people seem to put at a higher lyrical class than Drake, and he's never really backed down. And in a weird way, I kind of think this is Meek Mill's fault. Like, I think after the Meek Mill, after back-to-back drop and he just kind of like obliterated him, he kind of felt a little bit untouchable. And I think Drake kind of like fell for the bait that Pusha T put out.
But the fact is, Drake did say a lot of rap stuff that was really strong. Like some of the lines he said about Pusha the drug dealer versus Pusha the writer was really rap talk. If you listen to what Pusha did, he didn't address rap at all. Let's be clear. It's sort of a tabloid, I'm going all for gossip.
Yeah,
your mom,
TMZ.
your dad, it never was about rap.
But Pusha prefaced it with, outside of the drug talk and the rap talk, like that's why I said Drake kind of lost already because he fell right into the trap. He's got layers of stuff to go through. He barely even mentioned the Duppy freestyle. He barely even mentioned anything that he said about Pusha T.
Yeah, he went his own direction.
Like, he went to another direction.
To hurt his feelings, he should talk about how Rihanna doesn't like Drake anymore. Because I feel like when she said that, I feel like you could really get him to cry. And I feel like that's where this is going. It's not about like violence, it's like street cred, it's about making Drake cry.
Well, and he's already one notch away with a single called I'm Upset.
Exactly. It's like
the next single is called I'm Full Blown Crying. I am 100% crying right now.
Yeah. Also, because he's Black and Jewish, I think we just need to talk about the fact that he started Duppy with a sigh, which I feel like is very Jewish.
Let's move on to the rest of the week's news with the segment we call Major, Mage, or Repug. All right, hopefully by now you know the deal. We do it every week.
My favorite segment.
Let's start off right here with a celebrity known for being Repug. She compared former Obama aide Valerie Jarrett to an animal, and now Roseanne has had her sitcom canceled by ABC swiftly and decisively, although it did take a very long time to get to this point. ABC making quick work of Roseanne Barr. Major, Mage, or Repug, Julia?
I think it's Major. I think it's great that they canceled it, but it's Repug that they even brought back Roseanne because they know what she's like. I mean, it's true. Like, we know who she is. She isn't hiding it. So it's like, it's insane. It's all about money. And if they hadn't canceled it, I think there would have been much bigger backlash. So they're not heroes for canceling it, but it was necessary.
Of course, I think it's Major that they got rid of her, but I also feel like Julia. I feel like, why did you even bring her back in the first place? You know the type of human being that she is. We were in the studio looking at a picture of her dressed up as Hitler, baking gingerbread cookies, like, hello, with a swastika. Like, why wasn't that enough right there? There's so many layers to it. Like, why the hell would you bring her back?
Bring back Seinfeld.
Yeah, I know. There are a lot of shows.
Not Michael Richards, sorry.
All right. Here's something that can make us all smile. Nicki Minaj and Eminem have been flirting publicly with the idea of dating. Is this romance trolling Major, Mage, or Repug? I'll start with you, Laura.
I think it's Repug.
Oh.
Only because we all know it's a lie. Obviously, like,
You mean Nicki did something for publicity?
Word. It's like, why are we even playing along? Like, yeah, it's cute, but it's not the first time Eminem and Nicki have been together on a song. They were on Roman's Revenge on Pink Print.
Yep.
So it was when he was on stage in Boston, like teasing the crowds, like, do you guys want me to date Nicki Minaj? And it was like, yeah. And then Nicki reposts the video, and she's like, I want our first date to be me gazing at your beautiful eyes, or your, as you write your verse. I'm like, you guys already did this.
His eyes are not
If you're a
that
fan
nice.
of Nicki Minaj or Eminem, you already know that this happened. So I just think it's Repug. I'm not buying any of it.
I think it's Repug for several reasons. One of them is that I'm kind of tired of talking about Nicki Minaj about everything except music and who she's dating. I think she's really talented. I'm not one of those people that have been hating on Nicki Minaj in favor of other female rappers. I think there's plenty of room for all female rappers to cook. But I just think it's whack where, you know, we're always worried about who she's dating or who she's sleeping with. Like, you know, talent isn't sexually transmitted. Like, if you're dating Nas, if you're dating Safari, if you're dating Meek, if you're dating all these people, it's like, it's not gonna get you a hit record. I just wanna hear fire music from you, Nicki. I don't give a F about anything that you're doing in your bedroom or dating or whatever.
I agree.
All right.
Julia?
Oh, I absolutely disagree. I think it's mature. I love fake relationships. Eminem should be so lucky to even fake date Nicki Minaj because he's disgusting.
Oh.
Looking. I don't think he's that's not a hot take. He's ugly. He's like an old white man. That's not a hot take.
Well, first of all, some of us are going to turn into old white men. So,
Turn into. Just kidding. I love you. I love you. I feel okay. I
I
love
had
you,
my
bro.
beard all done nice and sweet. I think it's sort of a pug only because it's so obvious. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason I don't fall for Tekashi 6ix9ine trolls.
Yeah.
Like,
At least Tekashi's entertaining.
No, he is,
Yeah.
but like, let me pretend. Like, when Tekashi makes a statement saying like Kendrick ain't real hip hop, that's not fun. Like, let me believe this could be a real thing.
Yeah,
And, like,
that's how I feel too.
Like Eminem commenting back in someone's Instagram. Eminem doesn't even know how to fucking comment on Instagram. Eminem is not on Instagram.
Haley's
It's Haley.
You think it's Haley?
It's Haley.
All right, guys, while I have you all here, we know there are these never-ending hip-hop debates that never get settled. Well, today, we're going to put a special one to the test in a segment we call Settle It For Me. Laura, this one is especially for you, but
Okay.
everyone can weigh in. We are always debating what the greatest Hot 97 Summer Jam moment was. And Hot 97 Summer Jam, the 25th Summer Jam,
That's right.
is coming up June 10th at MetLife Stadium. So settle it for me. What is the greatest Summer Jam moment of all time? Me
Okay.
and Nicki Minaj, go ahead.
No, listen. For me, it has to be, I was in the crowd and I witnessed Swizz Beatz and Kanye West have a beat battle.
You just saying that because Swizz about to be here?
No, I'm telling you, that's the truth. Everybody's hearts was like coming out of their chest. People were screaming, jumping around, singing along. And to me, it was just beautiful to see two of our, hip hop royalties like battle each other and really, like, they really took it serious.
And
too.
remember, this is
They
pre-MAGA
weren't
hat
playing.
Kanye.
Yeah.
This
You
is
know?
like almost baseball hat Kanye.
Like,
It's when we liked Kanye.
All right, Kaz.
Old Kanye.
it's just major.
Kaz, settle it for me. What's the moment for you?
It's still kind of recent, but I think we kind of appreciate it now in its proper context.
Me and Nicki Minaj.
No, it was not. Jay-Z and T-Pain. It was the moment where
The death of auto-tune moment.
The death of auto. Like there's rare occasions where actual eras of music have a definitive end. And it was that weekend when Jay-Z dropped Death of Auto-Tune. It was the lead up to Blueprint 3. And then he came out and performed that record, which was burning up the city at that
Crazy.
entire time. If you were in New York around the time Death of Auto-Tune dropped, it was a different type of energy in the city. And watching him stand next to T-Pain, and I don't even know if Jay-Z knew T-Pain was even there, but T-Pain was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get my shine right now.
Yep.
And everybody was out there, and it was just an amazing, amazing sight to see like half of the entire city know the words to a song that came out like 48 hours ago.
Yeah, that's a new
You know what I mean?
phenomenon.
Like, it was
true.
insane.
All right, well, I gotta say, I know this is a little bit generic at this point, but for me, the all-time Summer Jam moment is Hov bringing out Michael Jackson. I'm sorry, like, you just name all-time stunts in the... I know it's easy, but he brought out Michael Jackson as a prop.
I mean, yes.
That's incredible. That's it for me. Well, what moments will be made at this year's Summer Jam on June 10th? I'm going to be there. Laura's going to be there. And guess what? Everyone in our audience is going to be there. Yes! Summer Jam tickets for everyone. Did Oprah ever give out Summer Jam tickets?
You get
Not
Summer
once.
Jam tickets.
All right,
Summer
in
Jam
just a
tickets.
second, I'm gonna be hanging out with Swizz Beatz. But first, I wanna introduce you to someone new and amazing from Harlem. Her name is Melii. Check this out. How long ago did Icy come out now?
3 or 2 months already?
A couple months ago.
Yeah, a couple months.
It's a great record.
Thank you. Like, I was just having fun with it. Like, I even, like, changed my voice with it. Like, I'm like, ooh. Like, I did, like, the whole little mouth change and stuff.
You got looks on the radio. We played it on Hot 97. It's been on Apple Music, all
Yeah.
those things. But then it got played on Rihanna's Instagram.
All right, so I didn't know how to react. Like, I started crying. I got back up, started dancing. Then I fell back. I was like, oh, my God. Like, it was like I had different emotions because I love her. Like, she's just everything. Like, I love Rihanna. So that was big.
How excited are you for your song to be like popping in New York during the summertime? Does that get you excited to think about?
Yes, like it's just so exciting to see like people from where I'm at, like from where I grew up from, like to just vibe with me. And like definitely like even like walking through the Heights and like knowing like, oh, there's a spot that might be playing my song today, like that's like overwhelming, but also like yes.
And do we have a date? Are you telling people when the album's coming out or no?
I don't have a date, but it's gonna come out in the summer.
Okay.
But definitely another song that's gonna come out is Charlie's Line. So that's like the next song.
Charlie's Line?
Yeah, Charlie's Line.
Okay, and the album's called Phases.
Yeah, Phases.
And which is tattooed on your
Yeah,
wrist?
this was my first tattoo.
What are you using the fanny pack for? I mean, it's not being used properly as a fanny pack, obviously.
Yeah.
But what's inside the fanny pack?
Oh, I got the Fenty stick right here.
Oh, you got your Fenty stick. Boom.
Yep. There's a lot of stuff. Like I have a brush in here.
Oh, I'd hate to be behind you at TSA.
I told you.
And you got some makeup, some money.
Yeah, I got it's only $5.
Wow, you weren't playing about the snacks. I can see them about to fall out. So you're like the old lady at the bat mitzvah who's taking the food and putting it in her purse.
That's everywhere. I'll be like, oh, they got snacks. I'll take this for later. Or like I'll tell my best friend, I'm like, here, because she always got the bigger purse. And then we just walking around like, you still got the snack?
Chock full of snacks. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so
Melii,
much.
good luck. Good luck with Phases.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight, a Grammy-winning producer who, in my opinion, will steal the show at Summer Jam on June 10th. Make some noise for the monster, Swizz Beatz.
Sir King.
Thank you, man.
You good?
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, you got a nice setup. This feel like the living room right here.
Right? I'm so happy it worked out because this week is such a hip-hop week.
I love all of it.
You're here for it, huh?
I've been bored, man. This is the awakening. You know, I remember when music just used to feel exciting and dangerous at the same time, right? Everybody couldn't participate. Like you had to really have a skill. And I feel like that's coming back into play. And I love that type of playground.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. It's like, even though there's been a ton of great music, there has been an energy that's sort of missing. It's sort of like the NBA. Like these days, I love the NBA. It's phenomenal, but all the players are friends. You know what I'm saying? Like they're all going on vacation together. And sometimes, even though I love that, I don't want people to have legitimate, serious animosity. There is a competitive energy that this Pusha Drake situation has put out there. And I gotta say it, I said it earlier to our panel. You know, to me, I end up giving a lot of credit to Drake, who's in a position where he doesn't necessarily have to get down and dirty with people. You know, he could be he doesn't have to be a fighting champion.
He could be just chilling.
Could be chilling.
Super chilling.
And this, when you first worked with Drake, which is now a long, long time ago, would it have surprised you if someone had told you, A, this guy's gonna basically be LeBron James for the next 10 years and just be on top, and B, is the kind of guy who's gonna love to mix it up with people?
When we did Fancy, I knew he was special, which is the reason why I gave him that record, which was a record off my album. And but as far as him mixing it up, I mean, it comes with the territory. You know, once you get to a certain level, you're gonna have to mix it up because people are gonna come for you.
At this point, do you think that as it stands, left after Push did what he did, does Drake have to come back?
Yeah, I think he do.
If he doesn't, we agree that if he doesn't, it's an L on this one. You have to respond.
I mean, you have to respond just like I felt Pusha should respond. A lot of people said he shouldn't respond, but I'm like, why not? It's music, right? We in this to respond. We in this to participate. This is a great moment. This is, you know, they should both have the appetite to continue responding until they get to a comfortable place with how they feel and what the solution is.
I wonder if your friend Kanye has to respond, because he definitely caught a lot of shrapnel in that first one.
I like Kanye not really responding to anything right now, but working on his music. Me personally.
Have you heard music?
I haven't. I mean, I heard music a while ago. I was supposed to go out there a couple of times. The schedule didn't permit.
Are you ever amazed at what your life has become?
Every day. I'm not over anything. I'm not even over my first record yet.
Like you, by the way, we just celebrated, I'm sure you know, 20 years.
Crazy.
It's Dark and Hell is Hot. 20 years. Make some noise for Swizz Beatz. That DMX classic, when you were the kid of Rough Riders, did you think that it would ever go this far?
I mean, I can honestly say no. I mean, I felt like I was retired at 19. I had $700,000 worth of checks in a shoebox, and I thought they were fake for like 7 months until.
This is off the early stuff?
Yeah.
Like the DMX records, the Eve record that time?
Yeah, all of that. About $750. I went to ASCAP to pick up this insurance card, and the lady was so excited to see me. And I'm like, why is she so excited? She's like, how does it feel being rich? I'm like, I'm not rich. I took like 3 buses, 2 trains. I barely even got to the place. And then she was like, no, I'm the one that send you your checks. Like, I know how much you got. I'm like, what checks? And then it hit me. I'm like, those are real checks? So
I don't understand. I know you were like a kid, but what the fuck else would it have been? You just thought someone messing with you?
No, publishing clearance house. They used to send checks to the hood every day. You won $1 million. You won $700,000. Like, they were sending checks every week.
Ed McMahon shit.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I used to, all the checks, my grandmother wouldn't let me throw away, so I just kept them in a shoebox. So when I seen these checks, I was just putting them in the shoebox. I'm in the hood struggling. I'm seeing everybody around me, new chain, new car, gears fresh. I'm like, okay, I thought it was just from the streets. But they was getting their checks and they was cashing them. I didn't know.
This new Swizz Beatz album.
Crazy.
What can you tell us about this?
The title is called Poison. And you know, I feel like I took all of the hits off the record. I took all of the hits off the album. And I realized that everybody's going for the 3-pointer instead of just a layup that's just dope. And it gets you to the destination and it wins the game. And people aim so high and do things so big that it never happens. Because
they end up like Houston, shooting 7 for 44 from 3.
Right? But it's just like, I wanted something to really happen, and I wanted to ignite some fire, and it took a lot of discipline to take records off that I took off, which people are here. I'll still give it to them, but on this particular album, I have a focus in what's going on with Pusha, what's going on with Drake, what's going on with that. It lays up into the album perfect.
A little birdie told me that our very own musical supervisor, A-Rab Music, could be on this album.
Who, my son?
Yes, your son.
Well, you know, he's the only person in the world that could take my place.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously. And that's, I could round of applause that too. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've known A-Rab for many years, you know, been with him through a lot of trials and tribulations, unfortunate situations, but still see him rise and even be a conversation on this show. I think that's amazing, you know. When you put here for a purpose, can't nothing or nobody stop you.
The dude's just amazing. I watch him every week.
Is one of one.
Yeah, he truly is a one of one.
One of one.
All right, now listen, you are a producer. You consider yourself a DJ still also?
Absolutely.
So we do a segment here called Digging in the Crates. I'm gonna pull out a crate of records. We're gonna talk about some music.
Okay.
It's time for Digging in the Crates. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, this is Digging in the Crates. I know you know these milk crates very well.
Oh, man.
Very, very well.
And I know the records from getting splinters and...
Exactly. You don't know, Serato DJs don't know about this part. I'm gonna just pull out a couple albums and you give me your thoughts.
Okay.
If these mean anything to you. This is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. This is my favorite Kanye West album.
Wow.
I know some people say Graduation. There's some people who say College. To me, this is an absolute...
I'm a fan of that album, big time.
Yeah, can you tell me anything about it? You're on this album, by the way.
I'm on a couple of them. I forget sometimes, though.
Yeah. So Appalled, you know that. You remember So Appalled.
One hand in the air, if you don't really care.
You literally sound exactly like the dude on that song.
I think I know his cousin.
What was it? Tell me about that song in particular and just this album.
I just never understood why the part wasn't cleaned up. If you hear it, my voice skips on it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Crazy.
How could that not? Is that intentional by Ye though?
I don't know. I think he didn't want to mess with my craft. I don't know what it was, but everything is last minute. So it wasn't even a chance. I just was like, yo, what was? He was like, oh man, it's dope, it's dope, it's dope, it's dope. I was like, all right. but every time I hear it, it drives me crazy.
So does it not allow you to love the song the same way you would?
No, I love the song. I just never figured out why the engineer, not even Kanye.
Just said, don't even worry about Kanye. Just as an
why
engineer.
the engineer didn't fix that glitch.
Do you think, so the word is on this new Kanye album is that he's back on the MP and like fully involved in the production himself.
Okay.
Does that excite you, the idea of him being fully hands-on again?
You know, I just hope that the music live up to the challenging times that he put in front of himself with being passionate about his personal life and the way he feel about things.
Was that, did you speak to him at all through it or no?
I absolutely had a conversation with him.
You made your feelings clear?
Because I talk real talk. Like, I don't play around and misguide people for the hype because it doesn't do anyone good, and that's not a real friend.
Yeah.
A person that come in when you're going through something and you're probably vulnerable at that moment, and you like driving them down that dark ass hallway when, nah, you need to be going to the light, right? But I can't tell anyone how to feel about what they feel. But what I can tell you is how I feel about. You asked me my opinion, so I got to tell you. If you didn't, I'll be quiet. Right, so he actually called me, so you know, it was cool. And I'm not gonna talk about it because I didn't want my conversation to be a Twitter.
And it wasn't.
Exactly.
Right? So yeah,
Right?
I respect you keeping it that way. All right, a little history. This album right here. What can you tell us? I think you did 4 joints on this,
I
correct?
just spoke to this guy.
What is now? Of course, when you look at this Jay-Z album. Volume 2, the one that people I think instantly think of is probably with you, Money Cash Hoes. Mm-hmm. But you did, I think, 4 on here.
Yeah.
So what can you tell me about the process of Volume 2?
Well, this was like, this was really my entry into a different side of the game. And I remember this meeting, and I had a cassette with like 60 beats on it. And my Uncle D took me up. I remember it was his little office in the city, and he had a turtleneck on. He might have did that photo shoot because he had the turtleneck on, and he had the Jesus piece with Jesus on the herringbone like this, little ass herringbone at that time, you know. But it was still fly. He had the Cartier frames, and I remember saying, "Damn, I want this outfit one day." And then at this time, I remember Hov had produced. I think the song was with him and Blackstreet or something crazy like that, and it was like he was in the middle of I would say a trying time at that particular point.
You mean musically? Mm-hmm. Yeah, by the way, I think so too. It gets sort of washed over. But yeah, he was figuring it out, you could tell.
Yeah, he was figuring it out. And then when I came up there and he was like, I want the whole cassette. I was like, damn. And it was over after that. Like from that day to us winning the Grammy for On to the Next One, it's just been on. Whew. And I remember.
Make some noise for On to the Next One.
Yeah.
For Jigga, for all, I mean.
No, because you gotta think, this was a war in the household. They thought the Grammy was gonna be Empire, but it was On to the Next One. That was crazy.
Wow, that is insane. I didn't even think about that.
That was crazy.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, but this album is this is my As Dark as Hell is Hot for Jay. Was this album?
Wow.
Yeah.
So June 10th, right? Summer Jam. You have Wayne. You have Kendrick. You have Meek. Tory Lanez. It's an incredible lineup. But we've been talking in the studio every day, and a few of us are putting money down on Swizz being the one who really brings. Do you have any surprises up the sleeve?
Even with no sleeves on my shirt.
Yo, make some noise for Swizz Beatz. Thank you so much, man. It means the world. Listen, thank you to Julia Young, my man Kaz, Laura Stylez, and of course Melii. That's it. Open Late is now closed. Now, Swizz, you want to introduce A-Rap music?
Ladies and gentlemen, the impeccable A-Rap music, one of one, none before, none to come. Make some noise. Showtime.
Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Open Late is always open on Complex's YouTube channel, and so are all these amazing shows. Check them out.